Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LCK Cup 2025.
He'll be able to teleport back and Chovy will run out of mana, so he won't be able to keep trying to kill you forever.
Yep, well, Duro gonna flash, gets that pulverized headbutts Viper back as decent knock up there from Delight, who's trying to battle dance his way around. Decent little barrier, but it's still Ruler that's able to grab the first blood for Gen.G. That flash hasn't been finding a whole lot of success more recently. Not necessarily played by the majority, our top teams, right? Like you saw Rich and Perfect, like both DRX and KT were struggling for a lot of different reasons. But still, we'll see whether Keen can buck that tranny nut over there. We'll be able to secure that one, but Gen.G not wasting resources. Heading over there as there's a Gnar back. Duro tanking the turret for a very long time. The wallop is so good, and Duro just gonna get knocked on the head. Ruler not able to get enough damage back to answer as Zeus.
Respectfully here, and does not fall for this. And I mean, Canyon's relatively nearby. It's gonna be tough to actually collapse Ruler though.
Ruler was seen, takes a fair bit of damage, but there's the ulti from Peanut! Remember, he's in the game! And they're going to be able to take down Ruler. That grabs them a whole bunch of extra money.
Actually up for a reset. It means Gen.G will get that additional grub as well as come over here and start this one up.
Well, Peanut is in fog of war for the moment as he dashes over. There's the steal. Thank you very much for that one. Chemtech's Soul going to be this game as Peanut thrown around like a ragdoll and I think is going to die. So a bit of a sacrifice of himself for the Drake.
Out of Gen.G. The fact that he was able to pick up that kill onto Peanut is pretty massive after he got picked off. Doesn't have the same massive lead that he had over Viper earlier on, but still pretty big.
Yeah, Zeka underneath the turret here.
Peanut lurking.
Yeah, there's another ulti. The Valkyrie was buffered decently and the flash out does come on through, but now the quickness to stop Canyon from being able to do anything. Ruler is trying to free hit as best he can, but he doesn't quite have the damage as Viper, even able to turn around and claim the kill onto the Vi. And an ulti from Zeka pulls him under the turret, and then he kind of regrets all of his decisions as the buttons go wide, and he says, oh, thank goodness I can just leave.
Yeah, he will just be... it does not end up being a counter kill coming over there.
It did make me a bit nervous when he sort of supercharged a little bit closer to the Vi than he maybe needed to. But still, as you say, played it out just fine. And once I've seen this movie before. Is this a replay once again? Is Peanut going to flash over that wall? Vault Breaker going to come out from Canyon. I don't think Peanut's out of the woods just yet. And by just yet, I mean, I don't think he's ever going to get out of the... Okay, maybe he's fine. Going to have a look towards the top side here as the knockup is going to be absorbed there by Keen as Yakety Sax plays in the background on the bottom side as Keen just kind of outplaying. He's way too tanky. Does have the Iceborne Gauntlet now completed. And Gen.G just kind of mitigating aggression everywhere. Yeah, although I don't know what Peanut was doing. Is that called aggression? I'm not sure. Well, Gen.G are going to look to try and take down this turret. And they should be able to do so.
A bit weird there. Teleport from Zeka.
Yeah, we're coming in once more as Zeka now looking to try and do the damage that he can as Zeus picks up the Mega Gnar just in time, but Keen is still alive!
Yeah, this is a Cassante.
Yeah, let's just kill the turret, guys, or something like that. The house is going to connect here as Zeus is going to look to just try and finish him off. Will he find it? He just eats the CC because he's Cassante, ladies and gentlemen, and now Chovy's going to finish off Zeus. Keen just...
We gotta look at this live take of the Herald here for Gen.G. Because they only have one of those objectives secured, it will be their second. And this means Hanwha Life, if they can secure this dragon here, will actually...
Going to spell a dead turret and then some more damage on the inner. As you can see though, I mean, there's not really a whole lot of money in it on either side, as this might be some money. Cease and desist comes on through. Zeus is pretty tanky, but maybe not tanky enough as he does get the double hop. The ulti comes through as Zeus, he gets to safety. Peanut with the prison save.
Peanut here just in the nick of time, but
oh no, if he dies now, that would be very, very sad as Canyon moves over, doesn't find the Vault Breaker as Arctic Assault does a decent amount of work. Zeus alive for way too long as the Winter's Wrath, one more auto, and Peanut takes down his opposite number. So a 1-for-1 in that top lane. Duro underneath this turret, trying to take it down if he can. The quickness is decent, charming up almost everyone here as Delight looks to make his way out. Chovy now in trouble as the Unbound Soul from Zeka gets him over there and shuts down the mid laner. And now Ruler finds himself in amongst everyone and is unable to get even the tiniest little bit of damage under Delight to take him down. Maybe, just maybe wanted to allow his ex-teammate to live.
Peanut. And I feel like we had, it was a 9-6 pred. But we didn't have any turret predictors, so I feel like turrets might win this series without us. To give some more speed to a supercharged Kaisa.
Well, speaking of supercharged, that Blast Cone also pretty supercharged. This Otacon is down to about 2/3. And Gen.G don't have a very good relationship with Otacon at the moment. Haven't really figured out exactly how to make that objective work for them. So you can see a little bit of apprehension. HLE as well, not wanting to throw that one out willy-nilly, give Gen.G the opportunity to make their way back. Because you can see, I mean, make their way back. They are ahead by 500 gold is Gen.G, but it does feel like the game is moving a little bit more towards HLE.
Yeah, I mean, with the large Kaisa that's sitting on 2 items right now, I mean, Corki is also going to hit his spike once he finishes those tier stacks, even though Ruler picked it up early. Spent some time in the Death Chamber. This one doesn't have the 360 just yet. It's all about how this next team fight's going to go. We're all sitting on the edge of a knife right now. Whoever wins this one will take a pretty significant lead. Otacon and this Chemtech Dragon stacked up on the bottom side of the map here. Zeus has teleport.
Yeah, you can see the Unbound Soul does come on through. Pulverize as Zeka is trying to get himself out of there. They block the ulti, so he'll have to flash. Cease and Desist comes in. Vault Breaker pushes him back, and Zeka, even though he gets a cute little shield, it's not going to be enough. Viper takes down an outer turret and goes into melee range against Keen. I don't know about that one. Keen goes all out. There's a big shield with the barrier and the knockups. Delight saves the life of his AD carry. And Keen Sante going to fall. There's the ulti from Chovy. The flash out of the way as the ex-teammate is looking to punish. Will the Void Seeker connect as Viper? He's lining it up. He's lining it up, and Zeus says, take a house. Never mind, it's actually Peanut. They're going to sacrifice Otacon for it, though, so I don't know whether it's necessarily worth.
I think
as Gen.G,
I mean, they're still going to get it, but like the mid is just getting ripped to shreds here. 3 kills.
I mean, and it's only 2 buffs.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's 2 kills plus a third. The Otacon is going to go over. Like you said, several players dead when it is obtained. But look at how much farm is also being lost in mid. Zeus is getting the top turret, and it was a topside play. You know, Viper commits to the turret here, and then he's gotten himself Cassanta'd. But here comes a Rakan, who's got Locket. Look at the damage on this fed Kaisa. Not even a Cassante can stand up to that firepower. Then in the ensuing skirmish,
moving on up here, as we do have a 4v4. Teleport to come down here as Keen is going to make sure that this Gnar does not steal things away, and it's going to be a return as the teleport now from Zeus in response, so it's going to be a 4 versus 5. The quickness is so good. Under 3 here is, my God, Delight and Rakan, ladies and gentlemen. But this knockup, the Pulverize, is just phenomenal, and they're sending everyone back home in a body bag, or as far as a Otacon recall. The bottom lane are going to be taken out. Viper once again just limps his way out of there. And
we reset, we go again. And Hanwha Life this time, not a whole lot of vision in the river around Baron. Double stacked up control wards for the huge vision here for this choke point.
Yeah.
Zeus, Narbar at a pretty good point, but we need to see a rotation from Zeka. He's very far away.
He is. Peanut is in the area as Zeus. He can Mega Blast Cone his way over. That will put a Gnar in a very awkward position as there's a Glacial Prison. Headbutt pulls Peanut out of there. But now Zeus, look at this Narbar. They're all up against the wall, and now Peanut is blocking them in there. The quickness comes down as Delight gets into the back line. And there's the 5-man Gnar from Zeus! As Keen tries to go all out, but honestly, I think he wants out of this game as HLE just destroy them.
Vintage Zeus Gnar, his Narbar was perfectly set. Peanut knew it, and he set them up. And that is going to be a real team fight win here for Hanwha Life. Not the full wipe with Keen escaping, but I don't know if it even matters. He's just going to sit in the fountain. And, I mean, it doesn't get better than this, but Zeus was so well set up for this, and it was a greedy, risky call for Gen.G.
But HLE under 50% health, they're going to be doing a whole bunch more. 2% more than they were previously, based on the buff.
So much of this game, for me, is Gen.G having good macro, right? And playing the map well. But Peanut's still having some really nice pathing to shut down some of the bigger advantage Gen.G could have gotten. But I think a lot of this game is really going to be remembered as Viper being focused, but getting away with it, you know? Yeah. Every single time and getting so big, and then Hanwha Life with that goal, just team fighting brilliantly around this Gnar.
Canyon and Chovy generally in their matches than we otherwise would, as here's the pick off. The quickness going to be layered. Canyon, he couldn't do anything. He was basically CC'd and then dead, as now Gen.G just looking to try and back away. Great interruption there from Duro, but The CC coming out once again as Zeka just going to go back to his soul. They're going to grab this inhibitor, and Delight is just fishing, going for one after the other. And there's the flash forward from Peanut, finds the Winter's Wrath onto Chovy, and then just dies. But they take down these Nexus turrets. HLE with game number 1 on red side, picking up this victory. So many comfort picks, but you can see exactly why these champions are so good for them. They're able to take it home with some great team fighting in this game.
Absolutely.